I obliterated my dough here. It made a full recovery. I'm Jeff, but I only bake sometimes. I'm just a guy trying to make the top 100 desserts in the world.
Welcome to Dessert Passport, where I'll be making and ranking the top 100 desserts in the world. I have like 10 subscribers. You all know what I'm doing.
So I originally found this list on Taste Atlas in February of 2025, and the list does periodically update. So I'll be using the original one I found in mid-February. The recipe is from Taste Atlas, along with everything else I'll be trying, just to keep everything consistent. The 7th recipe selected is YATSUHASHI from Japan. I'm also going to start saying the original number. This was number 99. The original YATSUHASHI was actually a baked rice cracker from Kyoto, and there are a few theories as to where it came from. One theory is that it is derived from the named founder of the Koto Japanese harp, a blind monk and musician known as Yatsuhashi. It is said that he did not like food waste and encouraged others to reduce waste as he did. It is then said this OG Captain Planet suggested a nearby tea shop make a hard-baked honey cinnamon rice cracker. The traditional sweet was named after him upon his death and shaped to resemble the Koto harp instrument, or it could be referencing a collection of Japanese poems about the life of a man in the capital and his journey into eastern Japan. Japanese Marco Polo arrived at a place called Yatsuhashi, 8 Bridges, in the land of Mikawa. Named from the 8 bridges spanning the streams that flowed out in all directions like the legs of a spider, they paused for a picnic in the shade of a tree beside this marsh to eat their dried rice crackers. Yatsuhashi became famous nationwide in the early 1900s when the Taisho Emperor was enthroned in Kyoto, and it was said that Yatsuhashi was the souvenir purchased at Kyoto Station by many people who came to celebrate the enthronement. Nama Yatsuhashi was popularized in the 1960s and is still often bought as a souvenir from Kyoto today. I'll be making this version for the video. This version of Yatsuhashi that I'm making is very similar to mochi, with a chewy rice dough and a red bean paste filling. Everyone needs a redemption arc, and this will be mine for making the red bean paste. Flick your beans into a strainer to rinse them. Get your mind out of the gutter. Put the 7 ounces of clean beans into a pressure cooker. This is just an Instapot, and fill it with water in a 4:1 ratio, water to bean. Appreciate the Instapot music, and then set it to 25 minutes on high pressure. Once it sings a song of its people, let the pressure naturally release for at least 15 minutes or so. I can't be the only one who enjoys playing with this little knob thing, right? Strain the contents, and the beans should be nearly falling apart. I'm going with a fine paste, so I toss these in a food processor as well. I was on a roll and pumped that this was turning out better than my first attempt already. Strain the bean paste one more time through a fine mesh to remove any skins or debris.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram.
And put that pasty boy into a saucepan on medium-low. Add half a teaspoon of salt and 75 grams of white granulated sugar. Wait for it to dissolve completely, and then add another 75 grams of sugar. You have to keep stirring to prevent burning the paste on the bottom of the pan. You should be able to draw a line on the bottom without it filling in right away. It'll solidify even more once it's cooled. Pour the mixture on parchment paper to cool completely. That there looks like some official red bean paste. Everyone loves an underdog story. It's pretty much like the movie Dodgeball.
It's only dodgeball, right?
To start making the dough, add 30 grams of sweet glutinous rice flour, 50 grams of rice flour, 60 grams of white granulated sugar, and 15% concentrated power of will into a microwave-safe bowl. Whisk it all together with 65 milliliters of water. It'll be pretty thin and watery at first, but then thicken up once it's cooked. It said wrap in plastic wrap to put in the microwave. Seemed a little sketch, so I wrapped it in a tea towel instead. I put it in for 90 seconds, and when it came out, it was a little stiff. I'd say probably about as stiff as a shy dude at a wedding reception dance floor without any drinks in him. About as stiff as that. I was able to recover this fumble though by adding a little bit of water to the spatula when I was mixing it around. Here's a montage of me playing with it. The recipe does say soybean flour, but I'm using potato starch here because I know that's supposed to work with a mochi dough as well.
Meow.
I don't know what my issue is, but it was still quite difficult to work with. I divided the dough into half cinnamon, half matcha. Roll it out and completely work in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. This is very messy and hands-on, which is just how I like it anyways. Once the cinnamon is fully incorporated, roll it out once more into a thin sheet. Since I'm going with the raw version, cut out a 3x3 piece of cardboard to use as your template. This will be how we make our little dough squares. So keep cutting and re-rolling until you have no more dough left. For the matcha one, punch it a few times out of irritation of working with the dough again. Then put 2 teaspoons of matcha and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then fully mix it in and incorporate it. When Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Cut out the same 3x3 squares that you did on the previous dough. This looks like poop, or when brands try to market loose peanut butter. I had about 14 squares. To assemble your triangles, take 1 teaspoon or 15 grams of red bean paste from earlier and put it in the middle. Wet the edges with your finger, dipped in water to clarify. I said, get your mind out of the gutter. Fold it over, press the edges together, and presto, you have a YATSUHASHI. And then just do this about 13 more times. You'll be good. You'll love it, I promise. The cross section came out super clean, and it kind of reminds me of Fig Newton. The first thing that everyone said when they tried this, it smells like cinnamon. The cinnamon one is pretty forward and unapologetic. It's tasty though. We liked the cinnamon one a lot. To quote a well-known red bean hater, actually, the red bean isn't that bad either. I kind of like it. And this also looked like a green Fig Newton. The matcha is very present and a little earthy, maybe even a little vegetal towards the end. Admire the capybara mug. The green tea was good as always. I could see sitting down on a nice spring day, sipping the green tea out of the capybara mug, munching on a YATSUHASHI, a little dessert. Yeah. This gets a 5.5 from Claire and a 6.2 from me, giving an average of 5.85. That's not to say that these are bad, they're still above average. I think we want, crave, and find comfort in just different foods. They also just might be more on the simplistic side. For those math nerds, we're not doing significant figures here. That was YATSUHASHI from Japan. Make sure to join again to see where else we go in the world. Bring your passport.